Okay, we came into Round Hill this morning on the low tide and we've anchored up here. I love 1770, it's a great spot to visit, there's so much to do here, it's a great little spot. And there's a couple of girls I've been talking to for the last 20 or 30 years, I suppose, coming up and down the coast, and that's Ruth and Josie from the VMR, or the Marine Rescue at Round Hill. They do a great job. It's always a pleasure to talk to them. I think we've sort of become friends over the time. And I've talked Josie into coming down and doing a little interview with us. So we're going to have a bit of a talk and see what's going on. First thing, how long have you been doing this job?
Since we moved to the area in 1991 from Brisbane, and we were heavily involved with Jacob's Well Marine Rescue, Air Rescue in those days. So it's been part and parcel of our lives. So 91 with Round Hill, and virtually doing the radios since then, and involved in all levels of the operation here at Round Hill. My offsider, Ruth, who you mentioned a bit earlier, Ruth came in about 91 as well, and she's been doing the radios, I think, since about 92, and I don't know what we'd do without her, especially in the last few months, but we just try to do the best we can for the community, and the boating public is what we're here for.
Okay, it's a great service. What area do you cover? And can you tell us a bit about how many call-outs you have and things like that?
VMR Round Hill goes from Pancake Creek in to the north, out to Fitzroy Lagoon, back down to Lady Musgrave Island and down to Baffle Creek, and those invisible lines. But as you know, those invisible lines can get a bit blurry at times. But we do a lot of work in between that, and it's radio communications on VHF channel 16, 8, 1 and 8, 2 are our coverage areas, with the repeaters up and down the coast, working fairly well at times. As you know, that like any communications, we can have a hiccup, but they're the main channels we operate on.
I noticed when I came in that the channel has changed an awful lot since I came in here. I think it was probably 2 years ago, maybe even only 18 months ago, but the entrance has changed a lot.
Yes, it has, and hence the change of the entrance buoys at the front, and that'll be about 2 years ago, I suppose, that MSQ did they do regular surveys of the creek and move those to be a safer area. You can possibly still come in close to the headland, but not recommended unless you know the area. It's changing all the time, and we've just got to be very mindful of your depth and your access in, as well as our access out.
You've had a couple of big rescues here in the last 4 or 5 years. Can you tell us a bit about them?
Yes, we had 2 incidents, one the Spirit of 1770 with 46 people on board, and thankfully no loss of life. But that was a big community effort. By the time we got everything here, happened just on mid-afternoon, and very well controlled by our Sarmac jock with the police and with the emergency services all working together. VMR Gladstone came to help us. We had our state training people that were in Gladstone at the time come down to give us some support as well. But very lucky, very hard job. Thankfully, no one was seriously hurt, more seasickness than anything. And by the time, I think we were the first out and last in, and by the time we finished up that night, it was about 1 o'clock in the morning. So towing a life raft back as well. So it was a very big job, but thankfully no one hurt. And of course, the second one was the tragedy of the Diane, which was hard on everybody. We were in that search from the beginning, and the 10 days we searched. Hard on the crew. Everybody gave their all, and I guess if anything to come out of that was, we've got a lovely friend in Ruben, the survivor, and his wife Sammy and little bub they've just had. So we wish them all well, and we they're never far from our minds, a lot of it. Hard on everybody, but everybody did the best they could in very bad weather.
Now, you've been doing it for a long time. Do you have any other volunteers helping you out?
We have some. We've got a dedicated crew, I guess, with mainly our rescue boat crew, and we're a bit thin on the ground, but we always seem to manage. Our radio crew is virtually Ruth and I, and maybe a couple of the crew when they get time. But it's one of those things where you just do what you've got to do, and we get on with it. Yes, you'd always love to have more volunteers, but some people just can't commit to that. And the training involved as well. It's not just a matter of walking in, even though you may have those pieces of paper, you still need to know the local area, and you still need to be able to work with the people you've got. But yes, we're always hopefully getting some more volunteers somewhere.
Is there any advice you could give to anyone who's wanting to come into 1770 and crossing the bar?
Please make sure you log on before you come in. I think some of our jobs that we do or get the calls on, 9 times out of 10, those vessels aren't logged on. Cruising boats and or visiting boats, recreational boats from here. But that'd be the best thing. Please log on. If we know you're out there and we get a call, we've got a better chance of hopefully knowing what area you're in. It gives us a better chance of being able to get to you quicker. But the cruising boats are getting a little bit better at it. At the moment with our log-ons and log-off, up and down the coast really, especially central Queensland side of things, probably only about 30% of people log on. And just some figures that we have had is, in the last 6 months, for the log-ons that we've had, I'll just have to read this if you don't mind because I can't remember it. It's 5,300 odd calls that have been logged, but on that 9,171 people. So if you extrapolate that out over, it's a bit scary. So we do it so that it's your safety and our safety. And if we've got medivacs or anything like that, we really need to be able to get that out as quick as we can. Round Hill Rescue, our rescue vessel, she's an 8.2 metre Noosa Cat. We launched her on the 24th of April 2004. This stage she's on her second set of motors, and I think we've just done about 700 hours on this set. She is quite adequate for what we do now. Going from a 7 metre open boat to this has been really good. She holds 1,000 litres of fuel at all times, and of course got all the navigation equipment, etc. From launching her, she takes about probably 15-20 minutes to go down the ramp and onto the pontoon and then out the creek. We usually can be out the creek and over the bar in about 40 minutes, depending on what's happening and the tide, of course. So we're very happy. We got so much pride in this boat. So it's the lives of our crew on board, and we make sure she's in tip-top condition at all time. And
look, you girls have done a fantastic job. But Josie, thanks very much for your time. It's been great. We'll get this on YouTube, and I'm sure people will be interested. And I hope to talk to you for another however long I can travel up and down this coast and visit 1770. It's a great spot. Thanks very much. Thank you so much for inviting us to be part of it. We will look forward to seeing your YouTube, and we would love you to catch up with you again when next year, and many years to come. We'll still be here. Thanks, Thank you. Thank you. 1770, look, it is a great spot. It's probably a great spot for catamarans because of the shallow entrance, but come and visit it. There's plenty to do, and make sure you visit the tree. It's an icon in this area. I'm going there for a beer as soon as I finish doing this filming, I tell you that right now.